Hi, Stacy here from the blog site whattheeverlovinghell.com. I'm using a short video to clarify some things I said on the blog, and this one is about cults. I mentioned on the blog that I was born and raised in a religious cult. What the hell is a cult, anyway? It's surrounded by a lot of mystery and misunderstanding. Most people go entirely too narrow when they think of a cult. Basically, you have to move to a compound in a jungle and drink some poisonous Kool-Aid to be in a cult. Yeah, that was a cult. But what that does is discount a lot of other very equally dangerous groups. Over here, people go way too broad, and the next thing you know, they think the Marines and the AA and the Catholic Church are all cults. No. So what is a cult? There are three things to look for to identify a cult. Number one is the role of the leader or leaders. Number two is the structure of the group. And number three is a program of persuasion meant to change behavior. So number one, the role of the leader or leaders. The group has come to believe that this leader or leaders' pronouncements or teachings, whether they're spoken, audiovisual, in writing, are revelatory and unique. The leader or leaders are also given preferential treatment, whether that's material goods or a lot of attention, and they usually don't have to follow the group's rules. The group either accepts that or isn't aware that it's even happening. As of, for instance, David Koresh of Waco, Texas, the Branch Davidians had come to put a rule into place where all married couples were no longer married. Men and women could spend no time together. All the men lived here, all the women lived here. The only time they ever got together was under his supervision when he was conducting some sort of study group. They were not allowed to have sex, but he could have sex with whoever he wanted. Typical going on behind the scenes, oftentimes the followers aren't even aware until the leader is exposed or they leave the group and compare notes with other people who have left the group. Number two, the structure of the group. The group becomes isolated. That may be physically on a compound, but more than likely the isolation is mental. The group develops this us versus them mentality. We have a special knowledge. We're a special people. Outside the group, it's a little sketchy out there, a little scary out there. Those people don't have that special knowledge. Maybe they're not such a good influence, we just need to recruit them. They also the structure of the group starts to control information that the group can access, read or see. Again, either physically, like taking away all the other books except for pre-approved items, or just mentally by, I know the Watchtower organization, Jehovah's Witnesses, their members will say, well, of course we're allowed to read anything they want. But the truth of the matter is that the information coming out of the Watchtower organization, all their books and magazines, take up so much of their time to keep up with them and read them every day and go to 5 meetings and study for all those meetings. Like, who would have time to sit down and read War and Peace? So even though they'll say, we can read anything we want, in the back of their mind they're going, yeah, but we shouldn't, because who has the time, and it's probably a bad influence anyway, right? The last thing is a use of a coordinated program of persuasion to change behavior. Now, don't panic. I know what you're thinking. I just went to a seminar that had a persuasive program to try to change my behavior just last week. No, don't worry about that. That's normal. What becomes abnormal is when a program of persuasion to change behavior goes from ethical to unethical, and there's a gradient. Over here, you have just pure education. Then if you want to get a little pushy, you start with advertising. Then if you're getting just a little sketchy, you've got propaganda, think politicians. Then you'll get indoctrination, and now we're getting really pushy and we're starting to border on unethical. And then you turn into pure thought reform or brainwashing, which is truly unethical. Perfect example, ethical. Tony Robbins has a program of persuasion to get you to change your behavior. But he's going about it ethically, and I'll tell you why. You keep your freedom. You can go to his seminar, you can spend 4 days there, 7 days there, 10 days there. He'll try to get you to take massive action to reach your goals. And he has programs for business and finances and diet and health that he believes works, and you can buy them and you can participate in them. Or not. You can also walk out of this seminar, go back to a completely normal life and go, poof, I didn't like his stuff. And you're fine. You're free to do that. The difference with a cult is once you get involved, you must follow their program. There is no choice. Their program is the only program, and it will begin to suck up your time, your energy, usually your money. And if you deviate from their program, there is usually some form of punishment, mockery, or you won't attain whatever it is they're holding out. They're holding out the way, the path, the truth, the light to enlightenment or utopia or heaven or nirvana. And if you don't do their program, you're not going to get those things. Thus, you're not free. You have to follow their program. Well, there's so much more to it on this unethical manipulation and what brainwashing means and how it happens to people. But that's for another video. So if you want to follow the journey or the story, head on over to whattheeverlovinghell.com. Until next time, see ya.